Hi everyone, thanks again for coming back to another video of dialogue. These videos are meant to create value, and hopefully this is reciprocating from me to you and vice versa, so that we can create value, so we can create this dialogue together and help create a better world, because there's so much craziness happening now, and I hope this is a vehicle that we can all kind of share together, and hopefully get something out of this. Today's topic that I wanted to talk about are goals. And goals are a funny thing to me. I have many friends who have ideas of goals, and they've set out goals and they've achieved their goals, sometimes that doesn't really work for me, to have this specific ideal goal, and for some reason that my brain doesn't really connect with that. What I've found that really works for me is being general with my goal, and having the opportunity to sort of paint this picture within my mind of what I really want, instead of like a specific, let's say a specific amount, right? Yeah, I can have a specific amount that I want to aim for, but that shouldn't really be something that I should be chasing. That's what I feel I shouldn't be doing, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is there are so many amazing lecturers and philosophers out there, like Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Joe Vitale, Abraham Hicks, just a slew of them. Jack, Chicken Soup for Your Soul. What is his name? Campbell. Jack Campbell? Jack Campbell. I think that's Jack Campbell? Anyways, Jack Campbell. If it's not Jack Campbell, then, type it in for me and just let me know who that author is. Anyways, there's so many people out there, and so much information out there. Oh, Jim Rohn. That's one of my favorites too. But there's so much information out there, and there's so much goodness out there to extract, that in the recent years, it's, especially on YouTube, what I'm finding is that there's this overabundance of people who are taking that same information and essentially saying it in their own words. One thing that I realize is the fact that with all this information that we're constantly searching for, we're forgetting one thing. We're forgetting one thing, and that is that we, you, me, the answers are within us. It's great to listen to a lecture. Like I went to a T. Harv Eker seminar several times, and I love that guy. Really, he's motivating. He has a lot of wisdom, and I've gained so much from him. But that information only lasted for so long, and I just found myself seeking for more information. And the more information I got, the more overwhelmed I became. And the more overwhelmed I became, the more confused I was. Is that there's so much stuff out there. We've just got to stop. We've got to stop, and we've got to really trust ourselves, have faith in ourselves, because what it really comes down to is what we do, what I do, what you do. You have the power, you know? I have the power. The personal power. Tony Robbins' CD set or MP3 set now, you know, it's all about personal power, and it's so true. He teaches personal power. He teaches that you have the power, the giant within yourself that can come out of, you know, in extraordinary circumstances, right? In Buddhism, there's this term where it's called, each person, regardless who they are, has a Buddha nature, and that we have the opportunity to bring our Buddha nature out. Well, that's the same exact philosophy, is that we have the opportunity to act. We have the opportunity to stand up. We have the opportunity to fight. In this day of age, we have numbed ourselves with so much information that we don't care. And it blows my mind. And I'm guilty of it too. And, you know, I have friends that are guilty of it as well. We talk about doing stuff, but we don't really do it. We just talk about it, which is why I'm doing this video. I want to put this video out there so that hopefully it reaches you and helps create this dialogue that we can really just enhance each other's lives, because I want to hear from you too. It's just not about me. I really want to hear from you as well. You know, so please comment. You know, I'm open to comments. Whether it's constructive criticism or trolling critics, I don't care. Put it all out there, because it's all information that we can share with each other. And you know, bad information is bad information. That's okay. The point of this is that goals. You have a goal. Okay, for instance, let me give you an idea. When I was about 23 years old, I weighed about 225 pounds. And I know it's hard to believe, and because I'm like chicken wing skinny right now. It's nuts. When I was 23, I was 225 pounds, and I can put up a picture of it to show. And I suffer from gout. 23 years old. I mean, gout is essentially supposedly like a old rich man's disease, right? I mean, that's what I read about. Like people in Italy or Greece or the Roman ages or whatever it was, like, you know, suffer from that, and the people that suffer from that were kings, right? Because all the rich foods that they ate. Anyways, so I suffer from gout, 225 pounds, and the doctor said, I went to go visit the doctor, and the doctor told me that I had to change my diet, and I didn't want to, and I struggled through it for several weeks until you know, the pain eventually went away. He gave me some medicine, and I thought, okay, great, I can start eating whatever I want again because the gout's gone. But that was a temporary feeling, right? So as soon as I started going back to my own habits, the gout came back, and that's when something shifted in my brain, and I said, enough's enough. I'm done with this pain. I'm sick of it. I've got to change it. To place that goal into perspective, I eventually lost about 80 pounds, okay? But my goal wasn't 80 pounds. My goal was to just feel better, right? Very general. It started off very general, right? And you know, that goal was coming from me, my heart. This is where I wanted to be, not what something I read, like, oh, I think I should lose 40 pounds because that'll help the gout. No. This essentially was coming from the most primal, the most basic thought process. And what I wanted to do was just feel good. It's a primal thing, is that it's pain or pleasure. goes to that basic need. It's, you know, I just wanted to feel good. Where did I want to feel good at? I wanted to feel good by losing some weight. What weight felt good to me to reach and attain. So I didn't realize I wanted to do it incrementally, but my first goal was to hit 200 pounds. So from 225, I wanted to lose 25 pounds to hit 200. And I thought, you know what? I could do that. Let's just do it. And I put together a plan. Actually, I didn't really put together a plan. I just sort of started scrambling all this different things that I started reading, right? And to build the plan. I had no plan. You know, I mean, well, actually the goal, the plan was to lose 25 pounds. Now, what I did to lose 25 pounds was everything and anything that I could find and get my hands on. It took me about three months to lose 25 pounds, and I thought, wow, that was interesting. That was pretty easy, easier than I thought. Let's go for another, I don't know, maybe 25 pounds. So that would make it 175. Now that took a little longer, but eventually I reached 175, and through the process, I've had to change different ways I ate, and you know, I basically had to switch it up a bit, right? And then when I hit 175, I said, you know what? Let's just go all the way, right? Let's just go all the way. I wanted to hit 160. So I went through the whole process, picked up information, different types of ways of eating and all that. And let me tell you, that last stretch was the longest and the most challenging and the toughest. And doubts were brought up. There are many times I wanted to give up, but I didn't. But those were the toughest times, and it's always right before the finish line is when the biggest challenge comes. And for a goal of any goal, that resistance, there's this really great saying about, you know, when an airplane takes off and you know, right before it hits this sort of like vortex of flow, it has resistance. I mean, needless to say, I hit 160. I actually went to 155 just to push myself an extra 10%. You know, have an idea of where you want to go, you know, but don't be so set. Let's not try to be so set on the exact thing that we want, because something better can come along. And you know, I don't know how old you are or how long you've been on this planet, but whatever you had created for yourself, or wanted to create for yourself, or thought up for yourself in your mind, each year, each week, each minute, each second, you're here right now, and we're here together for some reason. Who knows what reason it is, you know? But there's something that you and I wanted to achieve together, and whatever our goals are, we're here experiencing this right now together. Goals number one is, I mean, don't even quote me on this bullshit, because to be honest with you, I'm not a certified anything really. I just have a lot of experience in creating life, really. So, and so do you. So there's no difference. We're equal here. So, but how I usually systemize it for myself, so it's a better way to remember, is that the first thing is I create a goal for myself, and what the primal base of the feeling that I really want. Right now, for instance, I'm in my career, in my acting career, I'm aiming for this level of professionalism and work, really, and and being able to feel good and be acknowledged in my industry. It just feels really good to me. So that's essentially the first goal, and so the plan of action towards that, which is step 2, is now what information am I going to get from the outside of me to continuously move forward. And then after I have all that information, after I've sifted through all that, what action, what causes, what steps, what stepping stones, how many stones am I going to flip to make those things happen? And Joe Vitale has a really amazing saying. He said, inspired action, right? And it really is. It's inspired action. So the most important thing is to keep moving. Keep moving. I know you're watching this on the tube right now, and I thank you for that. But after this, if you feel that you have inspired action, then move. Put your phone down, unless it's something that somebody you have to talk to or use to research, whatever it is. But put your phone down and move. You've got to move. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing for all of us, is to move. Nobody achieved anything just by sitting there. Well, you can probably achieve enlightenment through meditation or whatever, but in order to get the word of enlightenment out, you still have to talk to people, right? And share your experiences. You know, like Shakyamuni, Siddhartha, when he hit enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he had to find a way to share this. Otherwise, how would we have heard of him? He still had to communicate. He still had to do the work. So that's essentially my point, is that we still have to do the work. I'm going to end with that. Thank you so much for watching this. And if this was of any value to you, please subscribe, leave a comment, whether it's good or bad. I don't care. I'll read everything, and I'll have a conversation with you. I really just want to have a dialogue with you, help create this movement of just bringing happiness, like creating more happiness in our lives. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next round. See ya.